In this video, I will cover establishing a consistent format for a resume. While we may focus on this one resume sample, keep in mind that your resume doesn't have to look exactly like this one. The formatting of a resume acts as a guide for the reader's eyes. It lets them know where to find certain types of information and allows them to process that information quickly. If you can create a resume with strong, consistent formatting, not only will it be easy to read, but it'll also look incredibly professional. So let's take a look at this resume here. Right off the bat, we can see three different sizes of fonts. First, we have the name, which is the largest font. We want this to really pop off the page, so look to make it large and bold. Next are the subheads. They aren't quite as big as the name, but are still pretty large. It's pretty clear on a quick glance what the sections are, but the section headers aren't competing with the name at the top. They're clearly smaller than the name. Lastly, we have the rest of the resume, the body content, and that's the smallest font we have. It's still readable, but clearly smaller than the section headers. Quick note, your contact info at the top should be the same size as the body content of the resume. So in essence, you're going to be working with three sizes. Your largest size is going to be for your name, smaller size will be for your section headers, and then your smallest size is going to be for your content. Think of experiences as being built in layers, much like an ice cream sundae. We have the top layer, our cherry layer, which showcases organizational information. Organizations can be universities, companies, student groups, or any other type of organization or group you're a part of. From here on out in this video, I'll just refer to all of those as organizations. So in the organization line, we have the organization name and the location, with the location right aligned. In this resume, the organization is bold, so it can stand out from the rest of the experience. Below the organization is your next layer, the whipped cream layer, which showcases your role within the organization. For your education, this would be your degree title. For other experiences, it could be your position title. On this line, you can clearly see the role or the degree title and the graduation date. The role is italicized to stand out from the bold of the organization name and the plain style of the bullets. The final layer of an experience is just as important as the final layer of a sundae. With a sundae, we're talking about that ice cream. With an experience and a resume, we're talking about bullet points. Bullets are going to be your skills or accomplishments within your experiences. For your education, that could include items like your GPA, any Dean's List or President's List honors, scholarships, and maybe some concentrations or minors. Bullets will be in plain style, but with a bullet point and a slight indentation, they'll still stand out from the rest of the experiences. So those are the layers of an experience. And as we quickly glance at the experience, it should be easy to see those separate layers. It's important to note that the first experience with formatting in your resume, for most of you, your education section, will set up the formatting rules for the rest of the resume. You want every section and every experience to look like your education section. And if you take a look at the resume here, you see that's exactly what's happening. The next section header looks exactly like the education section header. The spacing before and after the section header is even consistent. Then, as we look at the experiences, we get the same pattern. Organizations in bold, organization locations on the same line, but right aligned. Roles are italicized. Dates are on the same line as those roles, but those are right aligned. And then bullets are going to be right underneath the role. And that pattern is consistent. Bold, italics, bullets. Bold, italics, bullets. The goal here is that a resume reader could quickly glance at this resume and discern where the sections are, where new experiences begin, what the organization names are, and so on. Now, if you can work with specific section headers, there's some flexibility with the formatting. This student has a section header called Campus Involvement. Well, the student can trust that the resume reader will know when she says campus involvement that these experiences in this section occurred during her education, which, as we know, can be seen at the top. So we have the location of the education experience at the top, and we know that this location applies to the experiences in the campus involvement section as well. Because of the clear pattern established early on, the resume reader will know that the first line of the experience is all about the organization. Remember, this is our organization line. So this could showcase the date of overall involvement with the organization instead of the location. This is still an organization line. It's all about the organization's information, but instead of the location, we have the overall dates of involvement. For any leadership roles, they'll still be italicized, but now she has the dates in parentheses right next to the position title. This was done to keep the right side from getting too cluttered, but we also can clearly see the difference between when she first started within the organization and when she got her leadership position. Also, take a look at these other experiences in the section. Without any position titles, a resume reader will always assume you're discussing this experience from a general membership point of view. You don't need to just list general membership. All this flexibility in formatting was achieved because clear formatting rules were established with the first experience on the resume, consistency of those formatting rules was maintained throughout the entire resume, and specific section headers were used. And your resume doesn't have to look exactly like the sample resume you see here. The important thing is to establish clear formatting rules, maintain consistency throughout the resume, and use specific section headers to make your resume easy to read. So now you hopefully have an idea of how important formatting consistency is in resumes. As always, feel free to schedule a resume review with one of the Career Management Center's professional documents reviewers if you have any questions about your documents. And thanks for watching.